My name's Matt. Welcome to Indelac Controls. Today we're going to be doing another series on our video training. We're going to be doing a brake install on the SD, SDX, MH, ML, MS, and MR. This is for 24 volt DC only. 12 volt DC doesn't apply. Doesn't have the same fuse. Alright, if you guys are ready, we'll go ahead and get started. Alright, step one, you're going to disconnect the power supply. You're going to notice a trend. That's going to be step one on every single one of these videos. It's important to take your safety first. Step two, you're going to go ahead and remove the cover of your actuator. I've already done that here to save us a little bit of time on the video. Step three, we're going to be removing the screws from the 24 volt DC motor. And to do that, you're going to need a T15 star drive. Alright, again, I've loosened the screws here just to save a little bit of time. They're coming right out. Alright, and easy as pie. Okay, in step four, you're going to take the brake mounting bracket that you'll find in your kit, and you're going to position it directly on top of your DC motor. Okay? Now, if you'll notice on here, which I'll show you in just a second, there's a groove, small groove on the mounting bracket, and that's going to fit over a notch right here on top of your DC motor. Now we're going to cut, and I'm going to bring you in close so you can see that. Alright, the groove on the brake mounting bracket is here. You notice there's other larger grooves. You want the smaller. Okay? Then there's a small notch just here on your 24 volt DC motor. That's how you line it up. It should fit in nice and snug. Alright, in this step, you're going to be taking your 2 1/4 inch screws that were also in your kit, and you're going to be screwing down the brake mount bracket. Now, one of the 2 screws has a screw that's going to be positioned right next to it, which I'll show you in just a moment. So what you're going to want to do is take it to your grinder, or you can hand file it. Just hand file the edge off of your screw so that the 2 screws can mount directly next to one another.
Send the head down to where it's just got the notches right there.
Alright.
Nice and small.
Alright. Here in step 7, you're going to be taking your brake that came in the kit along with the 3 flathead screws. Okay? And then you're going to position that on top of the brake mount bracket. As you're positioning the brake, you want to line up the 3 screws with the 3 screw holes that coincide. Okay? You want your white wires to come off to, well, if you're facing it, they're going to come off to the left side here. Okay, go ahead, if it's lined up, you can go ahead and tighten them down. Here in step 9, you're going to take one of your white brake wires. You're going to run it down through the wire tie that's around your 24 volt DC motor, and then take it right underneath that bracket there. Okay? Now you should have removed the 2 black wires from terminal position 1. You can go ahead and cut this brake wire to approximately the same length. Take your strippers, give yourself a little bit of wire to work with, and there you are. You have your 1 brake wire down through the wire tie, under the bracket, and up and cut to and strip to the same length as the two black wires from terminal position 1. Okay. In step 10, you're going to take your blue wire nut and the black wire that was supplied in your kit. Okay? Now you're going to pair this with the white wire from your brake and the two black wires that come from terminal strip position 1. Take all the wires, make sure about the same height, bring them all together, give them just a little twist, send them up inside there, tightening your wire nut down. Nice and tight. Make sure all those wires have a good solid connection. Okay? There you are. Okay. Step number 11. Going to take and cut this wire to length. The length will be different depending on what actuator model you're doing this on. Remember, this installation is good for the 24 volt DC, SD, SDX, MR, MS, ML, and MH. Okay, once you've done that, strip it slightly. Grab your flathead screwdriver, send that back into terminal position 1 and tighten it down. Okay, you want to make sure you have enough length to where it's not getting in the way of the switches or the cams. Okay? Here in step number 12, you're going to remove the red and black wires from terminal strip position 3, just as you did for the black wires in terminal strip position 1. Okay, here in step number 13, we're going to take the other white wire from your 24 volt DC motor, again, run it down through that wire tie, pull out the slack, then you're going to run it underneath this bracket here and up. Okay, and cut it to a similar length as the red and black wires that you've taken out of terminal strip position 3. Go ahead and strip it so you've got a little bit to work with here, so you can put it in that wire nut here on the next step. There you are. Okay, here in step 14, I'm going to take your blue wire nut that was in your kit along with a spare red wire that was in your kit, and you're going to go ahead and combine those with the white brake wire and the red and black wire from terminal strip. Set them up in there. Make sure this red wire gets up in there good. Good twist. Okay. And good and tight. Here in step 15, going to take your wire cutters and cut that red wire to size. Strip it just a bit. And send it back into terminal strip position 3. Tighten that down with your flathead screwdriver. Alright, you guys see that real good? So now you have replaced the wires in terminal strip 1 with a single black wire and paired it with one of the two brake wires. Okay, And you've done the same thing with the red and black wires from terminal strip 3 and combine those with the other white brake wire here. In step 16, you're going to align the inside of this brake piece here so that this machined end of the hub will fit all the way down in there. Okay? Once you've done that, you can take your .50 Allen wrench, if you can see it on the camera, it's very small, and tighten this down if you can get it in there. All the way down on the motor. Okay, nice and snug. There you are. Alright. Now in this step, I'm going to be sending one of the wire ties that have come in the kit down through the hole in the bracket. And around all of these wires here. Keep them nice and out of the way. Just tighten it right to that bracket there. You might want to take and pull any extra of the white brake wires more tight. There. Okay. Take your needle nose. Just pull it a little bit tighter. There we go. So everything is nice and out of the way. And it's come with a second one also here. Just send that under right by the existing wire tie and pull that tight. This one doesn't need to be nearly as tight. Just make sure everything isn't out of the way of the switches and the cams. And cut off any excess here. Nice and flush. There we are. Okay. Once you've gone ahead and wire tied all your wires, make sure they're out of the way here and here, you can take and reapply power. I've done so using this. Okay. Then you're going to want to run it to open and run it to close just to confirm there's nothing in the way of those cams or switches. 24 volt DC power supply running open. Okay, and running closed. Everything looks good here. You're just about done. Now that you've confirmed that your actuator is running open to close without any of the new wires getting in the way, you're ready to go ahead and return the cover, and you've done it. That's it. Guys, thanks for joining me again here at Indelac Controls. Y'all have a good day.